The calendar tells us that Yom Kippur is approaching in just a few days. Many of us, practically all of us, even those who never attend synagogue all year, somehow we find our way in the synagogue and the temple. There we are. It's going to be Friday night, and we're going to start the service, and it's a solemn service. Kol Nidre, all of my vows. And those of you who are familiar with the prayer, or those of you who maybe seen it in the film The Jazz Singer, know about how holy the prayer is. And the question that is always asked is why? Why Kol Nidre? Why are we speaking about vows? Why we should be speaking about repentance, speaking about being closer to God. Somehow we're speaking about all the different vows we've made during the year. Is this the best way to begin the holiest day of the year? Well, one possible approach may be that those great rabbis who understood what our natures are really all about said, you know what? We may tend to bite off more than we could chew. Yom Kippur comes, repentance, of course, and we may say, you know what? God, we're going to be perfect this year. We're not going to sin. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to be a different person, top to bottom. Change. It's not me anymore. You know how that works. It's like the dieter, the one who diets and says, oh, I'm not eating any unhealthy foods anymore. I'm going to eat completely differently. And he goes cold turkey. And of course, the first time that he goes off that diet, the first time he puts that potato chip in his mouth, he's off the diet, maybe forever. No, those rabbis said, no, God doesn't want that. God says start small. You know what? Let's just start with the spoken word. You're about to say prayers. You're about to spend a day of prayers in synagogue. Just keep your word. One thing at a time. That's it. All the resolutions that you have, all the lists, throw them out. Take one, just one thing. I'm going to be nicer to my spouse. I'm going to be a better dad or mom this year. I'm going to work on my closeness with God. I'm going to not keep the entire Shabbat. How about if I just keep an hour or just keep Friday night? I'm not going to have a complete kosher meal diet anymore. One meal, maybe breakfast, I'll keep kosher. I'm going to bring one good Jewish book into the house. One thing. Don't make great promises that you know you'll never keep. Just start with the spoken word. The spoken word is holy. When you make those resolutions and you make all those promises, make sure you keep them. And the only way that you can keep them is really if you choose one thing. This Yom Kippur, when you ask for repentance and you say you're going to be different, start small. You may end up big. Have a wonderful Yom Kippur, one that's meaningful, one that will last. Something to think about.